Hey everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's YouTube video, I have the lovely Nicole from the Tone and Sculpt community, which I'm so excited to have on set today. With the launch of the beginner guide, it was only right to show you a couple of exercises that you can perfect on your next lower body day. So if you're interested in watching me and Nicole show you a thing or two, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe down below, because I know you don't want to miss it. So, shall we go? Get started? Let's go. So the first exercise we're going to be focusing on is a dumbbell hip thrust. Now Nicole behind the scenes actually just told me that when it comes to hip thrust, you kind of like, you're a bit about them.
A little bit nervous.
A little bit nervous, which is absolutely fine, because look, the whole aim of the game, especially with a beginner guide, is that we all start somewhere. Like, you're not meant to know everything. I don't know everything. Every day is a learning day. And the fact that you've admitted, okay, I struggle a little bit with hip thrust is actually really nice, because a lot of people get really cocky and they're like, I can do everything. And it's like, no, I can't do everything. You can't do everything. And that's okay, because we're here to help each other. Yeah. So what we're gonna start off with is a bench. And now the bench has to be really nice and sturdy. It cannot move, because it will make you slide backwards and forwards, and you don't want that. You want a good, stable bench. Now, how tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
You're 5'6", I'm 5'3"-ish. So this means this bench is pretty much, I would say, perfect for me. I think it's gonna be a little bit too low for you, but that's okay. For the purpose of this video, we'll just stick to this bench, because I don't have another bench, but it is a little bit too low for Nicole.
Okay, I can use a little bench.
Oh, okay, perfect. Now, what I mean by that is, when I'm determining what height my bench should be, it means I need enough range of motion to thrust upwards, and I need my scapula to be comfortably placed onto the bench. You don't want it too high, because your range of motion will be just way too much, and you don't want it too low, because your scapula will be too low onto the bench and you'll lack range of motion. So you want it bang in the middle. So for me, this is pretty much perfect. I feel comfortable, I can sit here all day and just feel good about it. Now, the fundamental principle when it comes to any type of hip thrust is your feet should be a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, with your feet externally rotated. The reason why we're externally rotating our feet outwards is because you're going to target your glutes more. Externally rotate outwards. As we know, the hip thrust focuses on the glutes as its primary muscles. Now, as I said, my scapula is nicely positioned onto the bench. I'm keeping my upper body stable. Can you see that?
What is the scapula?
Right here. Right by the shoulders. Perfect. I'm happy you asked that. So that's basically your shoulder blades. Yeah. So as you can see, you don't want to be too high.
Yeah.
You don't want to be too low.
That's probably where I'm sitting.
This is too low.
That's probably where I'm always sitting.
So if you come over here and sit for me, essentially where you want to feel comfortable, so this would be too low. Way too low. And this will actually cause you to move too much, cause lower back injury, and also you're having too much momentum. So by coming a little bit higher, there we go, right there, a little bit higher even more, right there, right? So you could genuinely sit like that all day. Wow, maybe. But this right here, actually even a little bit more higher. A little bit more higher. There we go. See that? It's like tucked in. Yeah. So the curve in your back here, that here, your scapula and your shoulder blades should be nicely tucked into the bench. So now what you're doing is you're isolating your upper body and you're just focusing on your lower body. So instantly when you pivot your hips, so pivot up, right? What you're doing here, you want to keep this tight here, you want to keep your head forward, and you just want to move this. So imagine this isn't even moving. Now move down and bring it up. There we go, that's it. And you're going to contract your glutes. I know I'm holding to your hand, your head and core, but I just want to show you. There we go, you see that?
Yeah.
So whereas before you were using your whole body.
Yeah, I was doing something completely different.
Right?
I've seen this, yeah.
So by me tucking your chin into your body
Yeah.
and keeping your head nice and straight. You're looking forward. You're keeping your upper body nice and secure and stable. You're just moving your hips and your lower body. You see that? That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Right, if you get up for me, I just want to show you a couple of things. You got that really quickly, by the way.
Did I?
Super quick, yeah. I'm tucking it in here. I want your feet also to be a little bit wider.
Okay.
They were a little bit narrow,
Yeah.
just a bit wider. Feet externally rotated outwards. My core is nice and strong. And I am just scooping my tailbone in, keeping my chin tucked, looking forward. I don't want you to look up and hyperextend your neck. You need to be looking forward at all times. Come back down and tuck. My glutes are nice and stiff.
Yeah.
I'm using my hamstrings as well. Bringing it back down and tuck. Squeezing, scooping your tailbone in like an ice cream scooper, looking forward, breathing. See that? My core is nice and tight. Let's give it a go.
I think I definitely have to drop my weight now because that's probably using my whole body.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that, and that's absolutely fine because this is
Yeah.
why we're here, to just learn new things. Because at the beginning, you were using so much momentum with your entire body,
Yeah.
which naturally means by you using more muscles and more momentum, you're going to lift more.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily a good thing because you're not isolating your glutes.
Yeah.
And the whole purpose of this exercise is to isolate your glutes in order for you to obviously grow them, make them stronger, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So I'm happy you've admitted that as well, because a lot of people don't admit that stuff.
I used to be like that. I used to think, okay, so they're lifting this weight. Oh, well, then why can't I lift that weight? I'm lifting 2 kilograms. Well, I need to be lifting 6 now. And then it's not the same because then you just try and do everything you can just to get that move done or get that rep done.
Yeah.
But you're not doing it properly. And when I realised that, I just dropped every single weight.
And it made such a difference, right?
And now I'm, creeping back up to the weights that I wanted to be at. But I was just like,
It's because you felt like you had to almost compete, and also you felt like you wasn't doing good enough because other people were doing more.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
never the case because your journey is different to anybody else's.
Yeah.
What you do and what you achieve in that gym session is custom to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what Sandra, Sally and Sarah are doing, it matters what you're doing in the
Yeah.
gym. So the fact that you lowered your weights and you was respectful to yourself and truthful to yourself and was like, no, I'm gonna respect my body by giving it proper form, and I'm gonna be true to myself by actually saying, no, I'm gonna progress slowly and give myself time.
But I realised that I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm not actually doing the workout properly if I'm just getting through it. I wanted to
For the
really
sake of
feel
it.
what I was
Nice.
doing and make sure I'm lifting things properly rather than just trying to look like I can lift something.
Well, listen, you're already there. You're already making really fast adjustments, like super quick. You got that so quick. I don't think you understand. Yeah. So I'm gonna let you come up to where you're comfortable and where I told you to be.
Is it down here?
Right there. A bit higher. Pretty much there.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Feet. I'm just coming over. I'm gonna just position you. Just there we go. A bit there. A bit there. Feet externally rotated outwards. There we go. Nice. Chin tucked in.
Chest.
There we go. That's your side position.
Okay.
Can you just for me keep your hands here just for your body weight? All right. Go ahead. Make sure you keep nice. Look instantly and tuck. There we go. Look how still you're staying. Keep it a bit more tucked in. There we go. Isolate and go. You're doing it perfectly. So can we add a bit more speed now? Mm-hmm. See that? Where are you feeling it now?
In my glutes.
A lot or a little?
A lot, like it's burning.
There.
Yeah.
Right there, hold.
Yeah.
And go down. Right, so we're gonna add a dumbbell.
A little bit in the lower part of it as well. Whatever
That's good. We're gonna add a dumbbell right here. That's comfortable for you? If you go a little bit lower actually, I just want you to go, there we go. I feel like that's perfect now.
Okay.
Now try it. Hold it on either side, like that. Yeah, you wanna keep it nice and stable. Don't get lazy with how you hold your weight ever. Nice.
Yeah,
good. Lower, you need to be a bit, there we go. And then tuck, bring it in, good, that was a good one. Lower, 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 lower. Tuck, and go, up. You feel that, huh?
Yeah.
2 more reps. Up, good. 1 more, it's getting, you're like, oh my God.
Focus.
Good, love that. Good, so did you feel that more than when you did it at the beginning?
Yeah, I did. I feel it more like it feels more like it's in a targeted area now when I'm doing this than when I've done it before. Where before it's like just general flames all over the body where I'm just like flinging it up and like I guess trying to get the reps done.
And you know what? You said to me you do 35 kg, right? This is 8 kg.
Starting strong.
No, but it's 8 kg and you're feeling it more.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter about the weight you use, it's about the form that you perfect. Yeah. And the fact that you isolated your glutes, and over time you're going to get more perfect at that range of motion and more perfect at controlling the weight and speeding it up a bit.
I think I'm focusing on the form as well, because obviously it's completely different to what I've done before.
Exactly.
So I'm focusing on getting that right rather than
just getting the weight up.
Yeah, exactly.
And no, and your form changed from it being good to now getting better and better and better. Yeah. So you should be proud of yourself, because honestly, it takes people years to perfect the hip thrust. It took me years. I went and learned more and more last year about it because I wanted to make sure I was actually doing it properly. Exactly. So every day is a learning day, and you learned something new today. So we're going to move on to the second exercise, which actually I think is super important to mention this. Nicole also told me that she has a bit of knee pain when she performs certain exercises at the gym or even at home. And this is a common occurrence amongst a lot of clients that I've worked with. They've had knee pains and they can't perform jumping lunges or jumping squats or any type of lunges, which is absolutely fine, because we're going to help you find an alternative and ways that you can prevent injury. So the next movement is going to be a forward lunge, and we're going to provide you with some tips and tricks so you can avoid pain and also injury. Moving on to the lunge. Now, the lunge is one of those exercises that I think is a staple when it comes to leg days. Whether you're a beginner and starting out, whether you want to refresh your journey, or you are literally so advanced. The lunge is amazing. It helps with balance, stability, core strength, quads, legs, everything, the lot. So I want you to show me how you would perform a forward lunge. Whichever way you want to go. How would you perform it? Okay, give me a couple more. Okay, now when you're performing this exercise, you told me that your knee hurts, right?
Yeah, if I do
more reps.
Without weights.
That's fine. And does anything else hurt?
No.
Just your knee?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And your core, when you're performing it, does it feel engaged and tight?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, do 2 more reps for me. Okay.
Now I can start to feel like...
You started to feel that?
You can feel like a little bit of something where it's like, oh, there's a little bit of...
It's the lubrication.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, looking at that, your form is actually very good. Like, I was trying to see if I could pinpoint things out, and your form is quite good.
Okay.
There's things that everyone can improve on, but fundamentally, your back was straight, you were lunging forward, and you were distributing the weight. The only thing I would say, both legs are very close to one another.
Okay.
So it was almost like a narrow.
Yeah.
Right? And what you're gonna do is, by being too narrow, you're putting so much pressure on both of your knees. So next time, when you're descending forward, don't be afraid. Lunge forward.
Okay.
Right?
Did you mean step further forward?
Step further forward.
Okay.
Just like so. Put in the pressure, distributing it evenly in your foot, not putting so much pressure on your knees, pushing forward and pushing upwards like that. Let's try that. Come a bit more forward. Yeah, it's a lot better.
It's a lot more challenging as well, I think.
Yeah,
It's
it
probably
is.
where it's supposed to be.
It is more challenging.
I probably made it a bit easier for myself, like without thinking.
And 2 more. Now when you're pushing up, do you push for your heel or the balls of your feet? Heel.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you need to be doing.
Okay.
You should never be pushing the weight from the balls of your feet.
Yeah.
Right?
I naturally, it would hurt if I did that. So
Exactly.
I've just thought, oh, this feels a bit better.
Yeah,
So I've come
because
back
it is
instead.
better.
Yeah.
It definitely is. Because you come in here, you want to instantly, the first thing that comes up
Yeah.
is the ball, and then you're pushing back
Yeah.
with your heel. But you should always distribute the weight evenly on the foot.
Okay.
You come back up. You're keeping your core tight. Another thing is that you do very well at, you keep your whole back straight. It's okay if you come a little bit forward.
Yeah.
Your back is still straight, you're just descending forward.
Okay.
Another thing is that you do well as well, you're keeping your knee parallel to your foot. And a lot of people think that, oh, I can't have my knee over my foot. That's not so much a problem.
Yeah.
The problem is when your knees start caving in
Yeah.
or wobbling about. So what I mean by that is if you were to come forward and go like that,
Oh, yeah, okay.
that would be a problem.
Yeah.
But if you're coming forward and your knee is going a little bit over, that's okay, so long as your knee is parallel to your toe at all time.
Yeah.
And you did it very, very well.
Oh, good.
Now you're saying that you have a bit of knee pain.
Yeah.
If you have knee pains, first thing you should be doing is you need to go check that out. That's a disclaimer, you need to go check that out. You need to go to a doctor, physio, whatever, check it out and actually get proper medical support and advice. Disclaimer, putting it out there. Second thing that you can do is hold on to something and perform static lunges. For example, come forward and just gently, very gently, holding onto a bench, just descend down, nothing too crazy. Never lock your knee out, absolutely never. Keep a nice bit of flexibility in your knee, descend down, and just bounce. Push in with your heel if you want to. This will burn your quads so much, and for me, it puts less pressure on the knees. You're holding on to something as well. And another thing with a partner, you can hold on to your partner and do it with them too. Just like so. You want to try that with me?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're locking your knee, stop there. There we go. Come down, stop there. Better, better. How's that feel?
Yeah, that's okay. I can feel it in my quads.
Yeah,
Really,
more,
really,
right?
in the
Good.
left one especially.
Good,
Yeah.
that's it. Give me
That's it.
about 3 more. Nice.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
Not so bad, huh?
Yeah, no.
You want to try the other knee?
Yeah.
Because the other knee was the one I think gave you a bit more problems.
Yeah. They
Let's try it.
alternate.
Make sure you never lock out. Yeah, a bit of a wider stance. There we go, now try. Bring this foot forward. There we go, now try it. Don't lock out. Nice. Nice. Keep your head upright.
Oh.
It's okay. How's that feel?
Burns.
It burns, but how's your knee?
It's actually better. The more control I
Yeah.
have, my holding, it's a lot easier.
So now you're strengthening your knee.
Yeah.
You're burning your quads, which you should, with a forward lunge.
Yeah.
And also you're holding on to something.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with holding on to something. There's nothing wrong with using just your body weight. Please remember that your form is fundamental and so important. I cannot stress it enough. I've been training for now, it's coming up to 6 years, and I haven't, touch wood, had one injury because I focused on form, starting out slow, progressing. This is a lifelong journey. I am in no way, shape or form looking to have chiseled six packs all year round or fit in a dress size or do this or do that. I want to build my strength. I want to make sure my joints are healthy for longevity of my life, and I want to make sure I'm happy and healthy. So always remember that. So I'm happy Nicole has realized that as well, because she said, I don't care about the weights I lift anymore. I want to perfect the form I have. So please always remember that. Moving on to our final exercise. Be sure, if you haven't given us a thumbs up, to do so right now, and stay tuned for our last exercise. The final exercise I'm going to be showing you with Nicole today is a stiff leg deadlift using the dumbbells. Now, when it comes to any type of deadlift, I can't stress this enough. It is so important your form is perfect, because you could do a lot of damage to your lower back. And I'm going to stress that. I'm going to sound annoying, but I don't care. I want to drill it into your brains that it's so freaking important. So I'm going to give you a set of dumbbells.
Okay.
And I just want you to show me how you would perform a stiff leg. So come a bit forward so we can show everyone. And I'm gonna put you this way so we can see. Perfect. And go ahead. Keep going. Okay, one more. All right. Can you tell me the reason you put your feet wide?
I normally do.
You normally do?
Yeah, I think...
There's no right or wrong answer. I just want
I'm trying to think, there's a reason why whenever I do squats or anything, I always do a wider leg.
With squats, I understand, because you're kind of descending downwards with a bent knee, so your mobility will be different. But with stiff leg, have you ever tried a more narrow stance?
I think so.
And you just found it more comfortable?
I've just naturally gone like, okay.
A little bit wider?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when I use dumbbells, I do usually go a little bit narrower. So maybe when I do dumbbell ones, I go like that.
Okay, perfect.
But normally
It'll be a bit wider. That's absolutely fine. So, drop the weights. I want you to come forward. Your feet, I'm gonna put right here. Just a little bit, just tiny bit externally rotated. Your knees, stop locking them out. There we go, a little bit more loose.
Okay.
Now what I want you to do is when you go down, push your hips back, hinge them back. That's it. That's where I want you to be. Now go down. You see that hinge there?
Yeah.
Right, before you were coming forward.
Yeah.
So before you were coming forward, you was reaching out. But what you need to be doing is always pushing your hips back. That's how you're gonna engage your hamstrings and you're gonna avoid lower back injury. If you're coming too forward, do it with me. Coming too forward, you're using a lot of your back. If you're hinging your hips back, that's gonna be more comfortable. You're using more hamstring, you can see that you are. And naturally, look at your knee. Now it's bent, whereas before, your knees were like locked. So by hinging back, what happens when you sit on a chair? You naturally wanna bend your knees, right? You're never gonna sit like that. So when you were doing that, you can lock your knees out. But when you're hinging back, it's almost like you're sitting down. You see that?
Okay.
So let's try that.
Like this?
Yeah. Bend them a bit more. There. Now, another thing is, with the dumbbells, you are bringing it forward. It needs to graze your leg. Your shins right here, the weight should be close and distributed evenly. Just like so. I'm gonna grab two and show you. I just want you to stand in front of me. So your form before was here, right? Which is nothing wrong. And you're coming forward, like that.
Okay,
Yeah? Another thing is, you're stretching this so much, you could overstretch it. And you could cause a lot of pain and injury.
Okay.
You're locking your knees out, which is bad for your knees because you have knee pain. And your back is working too much. If you're like this. By bringing your feet in a bit more narrow, adding a slight flexion to the knees, hinging back, your chest naturally wants to come upright. You're grazing the weight And look where I've just stopped. I can't go any further. If I'm like this, I can go all the way down.
Okay.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
I can go all the way down and just yank it back up.
Yeah. I didn't know it was just like
Yeah.
to a certain point. Because if I push back, I can't.
You can't.
Much further anyway.
And you're gonna engage your glutes and your hamstrings way more.
Yeah.
If you're here, hinged back, knees slightly bent, and that's the furthest I can go.
Okay.
And my head is following the direction of my spine. I'm not looking up, side to side. And I'm coming up, contracting my glutes, tucking in before I descend back down. That's the furthest I can go. I can't go any further. Squeeze. Graze. Bring up, squeeze. Shall we try it?
Yeah.
Did you see the difference?
Yeah. Massive difference.
Okay, let's try it. Cool.
Here?
Yeah,
Close enough?
close enough. I'm gonna stand here just because I wanna see. Okay, now look at where your dumbbells are, bring them closer. There we go. Perfect, stop there. There we go. Yeah, now I want you to hinge even more back. Hinge back, there. See, you can't really go any further.
Yeah.
Bring it back up. Couple more. Yeah. There we go. Couple more. Your hamstrings are great, by the way. They really pop. How are you feeling that?
Yeah, I can.
You're like, I'm trying to concentrate. Leave me alone with the questions. Your back is super straight. Your head is following the direction of your spine. You're keeping your dumbbells nice and close to your shins before descending back up. Contract, squeeze.
Yeah.
Solid. Nice. Good. You see that as well? That's what happens. Because you're pushing back. You're feeling that, I can see. Nice. And look at the motion. It's like you're really pulling something towards you, as opposed to yanking forward, bringing it up, going forward, bringing it up.
It's much harder.
Yeah.
Again, so to recheck my weights when I get back to the gym.
Give me two more. Are you feeling it a lot in your hamstrings?
I can feel it around here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
All around the section.
Whereas before, I bet you were feeling it more here.
Yeah, that's where the next morning I'd be like,
Yeah, because your feet were further apart, and naturally you're going to work the insides. Whenever your feet are further apart, you're working the insides.
yeah. I think that's maybe why I was like thinking, oh, if I do that, then I'll do the inner thighs as well. But actually, that's not what I wanted to target with that exercise.
It's a different exercise for a different purpose. If you pass me a dumbbell, you can drop that one if you want. If you want to work your inner thigh, this is a bonus tip, guys. You can put your feet externally rotated outwards, a nice wide stance, descend down. You're really working that inner thigh. But with a deadlift, stiff leg deadlift, the whole point and the aim of the game is you want to focus on your hamstring and your glute area especially. So by bringing the weight down and then contracting, tucking your glute in, make that ugly bum, it's fine. That's what you should be doing. And different exercises work different areas and have different purposes. So I'm really happy you learned a couple tips and tricks, and I'm so happy that you were so honest and transparent about things. Like I said, a lot of people don't do that, so honestly, me and everybody else are so thankful that you were.
Oh, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity anyway.
Oh my God, don't be silly.
It's like insane to me, so I'm really, really happy.
But,
I don't want it to end.
No, I'm so thankful that she's here. Honestly, when we asked Nicole, because we've met Nicole before, she came to the Tone and Sculpt event, and I remember her and I love her and adore her. And she came into today's gym and studio and she had her Tone and Sculpt jumper on, and honestly, it filled my heart. So thank you so much for being here. It means a lot.
Thank you so much.
But it doesn't need to end. I'm gonna see you again anyway, don't worry. But anyway, guys, I really hope that you learned something from me and Nicole today. And thank you so much for watching, and it truly means the world to us. Be sure to check out the description so you can download the Tone and Sculpt app for your 7-day free trial. And be sure to leave us a comment on what you thought on this video. We love you always and forever. Bye.
Bye.